guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. I have a bit of a concealer combat video for you guys today. I picked up the new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Concealer. This is actually the Radiant Concealer. It's definitely going to be a hydrating concealer. I picked this up from the Charlotte Tilbury website. I thought I was going to get this product on Thursday so that I could film with it Friday, and I didn't get it until Friday afternoon. So it is Saturday when I'm sitting down to film this video. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this just because I've had a really good experience so far with the Beautiful Skin Foundation. I really think it lives up to its name. I think it's a beautiful foundation. I will be swatching this in the application portion of today's video with the two different shades I have in the Beautiful Skin Foundation, and with this one along with the other concealer, which could possibly be a dupe for this one. And I'm talking about the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. So I went back and forth with this video. What did I want to do? I knew I didn't want to just review the concealer on its own. I felt like because I was getting mine a day or two late, I felt like there was going to be just a lot of straight up concealer reviews when it came to this concealer. I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I thought about videos that I've done in the past called Concealer Combat, where I would pair like a high end against a drugstore and then see which one won. So for today's video, these two are going to be going up against one another. So when I was looking at the dupe alternative for the Charlotte Tilbury, this one is $33, this one is $11. The first one that came to mind was the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. But as I was swatching them out and feeling the different consistencies, the textures, I felt this one from NYX felt a lot more like the one from Charlotte Tilbury. I had also thought about this one from Catrice. This is the True Skin concealer. It's also a hydrating concealer, but this is going to provide a matte finish. So I'll speak more on that towards the end of the video, giving you guys some other alternatives in case the $33 is not in your budget right now. I got you covered. I got you covered. The drugstore has you covered. Never worry. But let's start talking about the claims of this one from Charlotte Tilbury. So when the Beautiful Skin Foundation launched, it had so many different claims. Like it claimed to, you know, add 200% or 300% hydration to the skin, so on and so forth. And so this is the box that it comes in. I picked up shade 4, so it's Fair 4. In the foundations, you'll see me swatch out foundation shade 3 and foundation shade 4. They are a bit different, okay? So the claims all over this box. It claims to be a concealer that's going to correct, brighten, and lift the look of the skin. It's going to provide medium buildable coverage. That was also another thing I took into consideration when choosing a dupe alternative to do this concealer combat video with. And it says it's going to provide 16 hours of wear. Now, for the outrageous claims. It says it boosts hydration by 173% in just 1 hour. It also claims if you use this product for 28 days, you will see a 40% reduction in the dark circles under your eyes. It also says that it's going to provide a 43% more smoother and radiant looking skin. So, you know, these are all, I think, marketing tactics. I wouldn't necessarily go by that. What concerns me as a consumer, as a user of concealer, is the amount of coverage, which is going to provide medium buildable coverage, the finish, which is going to provide a radiant finish, the price tag, which is $33, and the amount of shades, and there are 30 different shades. Now, for reference, I am 40 years old and I do have normal to oily skin. Oily primarily in my T-zone. Right now, on my complexion, what I'm concerned about is the fine lines under my eyes, and then I do have old acne scars and minor discoloration on the sides of my cheeks that I always add concealer to. So the way this concealer combat is going to go is I actually have both concealers on already, and I'm treating the concealer today as a foundation. So I have the Charlotte Tilbury all over the right side of my face, and I have the NYX bear with me, concealer serum all over the left side of my face. You will see in the application portion of the video coming right up how I'm applying it, the products that I'm using, what I'm going in with, what I'm not going in with, and if you can tell already by my complexion, I don't have blush, bronzer, or highlighter on, and there's a reason for that. So I'm very excited for this video. I want to see what this radiant or beautiful radiant skin concealer from Charlotte is all about. Always excited to try some of her new complexion products because I have typically had a good experience with her complexion products. I am not a fan of the not the highlighter wand, but the magic wand, the magic concealer wand. Not a fan of that. I also know that she recently dropped a new powder. I'm not a fan of her powders. That's why I will not be reviewing it and I will not be picking it up. So if it is your first time here on my channel, I think you picked a very interesting video to click on. First and foremost, hello and welcome. My name is Steph. This is what I love to do. I love trying out new makeup, especially complexion products like foundation reviews, concealer reviews. I do multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes, makeup ranking videos. If all of that sounds pretty good to you and you want to see my videos on pretty much a daily basis, because I do tend to upload quite a bit, do me a favor and click on the subscribe button and hit the bell next to it. That way you'll be notified every time I do drop a new video. And if you like what you see, if you're a fan of Charlotte Tilbury or you just want to see some good dupes, give this video a thumbs up before you go. As usual, guys, everything that I'm using in today's video will be linked and listed in the description box. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. Quick note, this will be available at Sephora on September 1st. Let's get started with today's concealer combat, guys. If you want to see the high-end Charlotte Tilbury versus the drugstore NYX, which one is going to win? Keep on watching. Okay guys, I am very excited for this wear test. So I'm going to go in with Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. This primer will be on sale during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. It's a nice smoothing primer, blurring primer. So for the right side of my face, I'm going to go in with the new one from Charlotte Tilbury, the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. Once again, I have shade 4. And let me just, before I begin, swatch the shades I'm going to be using on the back of my hand. So here is shade 4 with the Charlotte Tilbury concealer. Now, I have shade 4 in the Beautiful Skin Foundation, so I'm going to swatch that for you just real quick. That way, this will hopefully help you make a shade buying decision. Now, I feel the two shades are definitely different. So the bottom is shade 4 in the foundation, the Beautiful Skin Foundation, and above is shade 4 in the concealer. I feel like the foundation is a tad bit darker. I also have the foundation in shade 3, so I'm going to swatch that for you as well. So at the top is shade 3 in the foundation, shade 4 in the concealer, shade 4 on the bottom in the foundation. Now in the NYX concealer, I have these two different shades. I have fair and I have light. I have a feeling light is going to be the one that's going to be closest to the Charlotte Tilbury one. I'm going to place that on top. I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury, so at the top is the NYX, the bottom is Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like the NYX is a little bit more neutral and maybe the Charlotte is a little slightly pink leaning. What do you guys think? Now, I'll try the fair since I have it in front of me. Why not? Let me do it on the bottom. So the bottom is shade fair in NYX. Middle Charlotte, top light in NYX as well. So, you know, half of my face is gonna look one shade darker, but it probably will just blend together. So I'm not incredibly worried about it, even though I am gonna go out for lunch. I'm gonna maybe do some shopping. It's not gonna bother me. It's not gonna bother me. So let's go in with the concealer. I'm excited that I'm gonna treat this like as a foundation. I feel like maybe I should do all my concealer reviews this way. What do you guys think? Just so you can really see like the coverage, the wear time, without having to use foundation. Like I know some of you use your concealer as foundation, and there is nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna go in with my IT Cosmetics Love is a Foundation brush. Oh, and this is the noisy one. Why did I pick this one? This is the one from last year, I think. So this particular concealer says it's going to be medium buildable coverage, of course, with a radiant finish. It's going to provide 16 hours of wear, hydration, and it's going to sculpt our face. It's supposed to give us a lifted appearance. It's infused with, you guys know, I told you at the beginning, all kinds of skincare ingredients and claims. We'll see. I kind of feel like when I was reading through it, it was reminding me of the Born This Way Ethereal Light Concealer that just came out from Too Faced. I'll share those thoughts with you guys at the end of the video when I give you some alternatives. I feel like that one might be an alternative. So here it is with what I applied. Concealer, no concealer. Okay. I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush. I'm gonna add a little bit more under the eye and right here, because this is always where I spot conceal. Right here, I burned myself up here the other day. So I'm using my BK A506 concealer brush. Oh, I think it's covering pretty good. I think I did a good job covering right here as well. The redness, you can see I have red on my nose here. It's covered over here. Okay, now let's do the light shade in the NYX over here on the left side. I just pumped some out on the back of my hand. I'm gonna use another Love is a Foundation brush. This one I think is from 2020. So this one from NYX is also medium buildable coverage. I feel like they're very similar in consistencies, even though one is in a pump applicator and one is a doe foot. They are very similar. They feel very similar. And this one from NYX is less expensive, but also says that it's going to be hydrating, that it's going to provide 24 hours of wear and hydration. I hope none of you ever have to wear your makeup for 24 hours. But if you do, for whatever reason, you should be hydrated. Now with the NYX concealer, there aren't as many shades as there are in the Charlotte Tilbury. So I think there's like half the shade range that the Charlotte has. Now, again, this one is a natural finish, and this is going to be more of a radiant finish. Now, my first thought was to do this against the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating, but their consistencies were different, and they're both hydrating concealers, but I felt like the NYX Serum one was a little more alike to the new one from Charlotte, so that's why I went with this one. I was also considering the Catrice True Skin, but that one is a matte finish, so I wanted to get something close to radiant. I felt like natural with this NYX concealer would be perfect. The Camo hydrating concealer is a satin, so I mean, either one I'm sure I could have compared, and maybe I will later, but for this video and me trying out reviewing this new concealer from Charlotte, I felt like this one from NYX was a pretty good, possibly a pretty good dupe for it. Okay, so here is the NYX side, and here is the Charlotte side. I know that there is a shade difference. I feel like maybe I need to add a little bit over here. I didn't blend in this area. I'm using two different brushes. I'm not mixing them. Okay, so I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury is kind of already setting itself. It doesn't feel tacky. I mean, maybe just a little bit over here. The NYX feels a little more tacky, but I applied this one last. I like the coverage on both sides. I kind of feel maybe I like this side, the NYX side, a little bit better right now. I feel like maybe it provided a little bit more coverage, but I think you can see a slight shade difference, which is fine. Now I am gonna set my under eye area and my T-zone. That's typically what I do whenever I apply concealer or foundation. And I just wanna wear these as I would normally wear my products. Now, I'm not going to be applying the rest of my makeup. I'm going to do like brows and mascara, but I am not going to set the cheek area just so we can have at least one place on the face without setting powder just to see how it would wear by itself. So not going to set this area at all. I'll do brows, I'll do mascara, some lips, but that's going to be it. I'm not going to add any blush, bronzer, or highlighter, so we can really see what the concealer is made of, the new one from Charlotte Tilbury, and how it compares to a very well-loved NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer. $11 versus $33. We'll see which side holds up better in this South Texas heat and humidity. I will be in and outdoors all day long. I will do a check-in with you guys probably after lunch just so we can see how the concealer is wearing on my 40-year-old normal to oily skin. And of course, at the end of the day, we'll wrap up today's video. I'll share with you guys my final thoughts, give you guys some alternative recommendations, and I'll let you know if this new one from Charlotte is definitely worth your time and your money. So stay tuned. Hey guys, 5-hour check-in here. Charlotte Tilbury, NYX. So I have been gone this entire 5 hours. We went out to eat, ran some errands. This is how my complexion is looking, and I think it's looking pretty good. I don't see a major difference from one side to the other. I think both under eye areas look great. No complaints there. The coverage, remember I didn't set this part of my face. The coverage is definitely still there. I don't see that anything has rubbed off. My forehead is very smooth. I'm not overly shiny. Like, I haven't touched up or anything. And actually, I don't think the makeup looks bad. I don't feel like I need to touch up or anything like that or blot. I will say I see a bit more radiance right here in this area. And I think you can see that as well. Versus over here, it feels like, you know, I won't say it looks matte, but it's definitely more of like the natural finish, because this side is going to have natural finish, the NYX, and then the Charlotte Tilbury side is going to have that radiant finish. But I think both look pretty good. I mean, I don't think you can tell if you didn't know that I was wearing concealer as foundation or that I had on two different concealers. So we have $33 on this side, $11 on this side. 5 more hours to go. I will be back with the final check-in at the end of the day. I'll give you guys some alternative recommendations, and we'll see which concealer is going to win today's concealer combat. Okay guys, so this is the 10-hour check-in. At the end of the day, I wanted to come back to my filming setup here just because I have the different concealers here on the table. It's just easier for me to show them to you and talk about it a little bit better. So here is the Charlotte Tilbury side, which I think looks pretty good, and I do like the shade. And then here's the NYX side, which I also think looks pretty good, and I do like the shade. So this is shade light, and then this is shade fair 4. At this point, I think they look pretty identical. So I have been in and outdoors all day long. All day long, it was hot, not extremely humid, but there was like no breeze whatsoever, just a hot day. This is how it looks without any touch-ups. I think both sides look pretty much identical. Even under my eye area, I feel like they're both wearing the same. I don't really see that it's settled too much. I mean, it's the end of the day, 10 hours. So yeah, it looks like I've had my makeup on all day, but does it look terrible? No, I actually think this could be something that I like to do more often, wearing concealer as foundation, because it's been working out really well for me. If you saw my REM beauty, Ariana Grande's beauty brand REM, she dropped 60 shades in her new concealer, and I wore that as foundation. I've done it again since making that video, and I love it. That is a really nice concealer to check out. But as far as this concealer combat goes, it's a toss-up. I mean, I guess I would give it to the NYX because it performs as well as the high-end Charlotte Tilbury. So $11, $33. I think, you know, if you don't want to spend the $33, get the NYX one. This one is pretty good. Again, the shade range is not as broad as you'll get in the new Charlotte Tilbury. This one comes in 30 different shades. This one I think is like 13 or 14, something like that. But this is also $11, and you do get quite a bit of product. In this one, you're getting 0.32 fluid ounces of product. The Charlotte Tilbury is 0.25 ounces of product. So you get less and pay more versus the NYX where you pay less and get more. So I think, you know, the better bang for your buck is definitely going to be going the NYX route. The NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. I know so many of you have really loved this concealer. I did review it last year. It's been about a year ago that I did a review over this one, and I'd highly recommend checking it out. So during the application portion of the video, I mentioned this one from Too Faced. This is the new one. This is the Born This Way Ethereal Light Concealer. I'm going to swatch it on the back of my hand. This one is also going to be one of those that provides like a radiant finish. The shade I have here is Buttercup, and I'm going to swatch the Charlotte Tilbury next to it. So you can definitely see there is a shade difference there. I think they're very similar. So I think if you've already picked up the Too Faced one, I don't necessarily think you need to go out and pick up the Charlotte one. And I want to say their price points are very similar as well. I forget how much I paid for this one, but you know, it's about the same price point. I did mention earlier the Catrice True Skin. This is a nice one. However, I feel like this one, I don't really like the way this one wears under my eye area. So for me, I would prefer just to use the Charlotte Tilbury one. I think that lays a lot better under the eye area than this one does. But this is also a hydrating concealer, and this is going to provide a matte finish. So if you're looking for something that's hydrating while still being matte, that's an affordable option you might want to test out. As far as the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer goes, I've had this in my stash for so long. I've repurchased it time and time again. This one works great on me if I want to cover up any discoloration or blemishes, and of course under the eye area. I've just always been a fan of it, and this one is like $7 or something like that. I think e.l.f. has a really good concealer here. It is also obviously a hydrating concealer. I believe this one doesn't have hyaluronic acid. It has a couple other ingredients that are also going to be hydrating as well. So those are my recommendations. Oh, and one other concealer that I recently tried. I don't think I have it up here, but I still have the box. This one is from Kulfi. This is new at Sephora. This one retails for about $26. It's also a hydrating concealer. However, I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury, if you're going to compare these two, I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury just wore better on my skin versus this one. I did put up my review over this one a few days ago, so I'll have my concealer playlist linked in a pinned comment, and I'll also have my concealer combat playlist linked in that pinned comment as well. But let me know your thoughts, guys. What did you think of this new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer? I think it looks great, and if you're planning to use it all over your face as a foundation, I actually think that might be a great idea. Once again, I am 40 years old with normal to oily skin, no touch-ups, but I did powder down my T-zone and my under eye area. I didn't powder down the sides of my cheeks, and both sides are still intact. So just depends on what your budget is going to allow. $11 versus $33. If you haven't tried the NYX, I'd try the NYX first before the Charlotte. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know if you've already picked up the new one from Charlotte Tilbury, or if you're gonna skip it and just stick with the NYX. Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink that water, and I'll see y'all very soon. Bye.